Hey, hey, habit thrivers. If you're ready to rock your next chapter, this is your place. It's time to live your most fit, fearless, and fabulous life. I believe that our daily habits and routines set the foundation for achieving our dream lives and help us find more passion and clarity with less doubt and uncertainty. So let's get cozy. Grab your planner and your favorite beverage and come along with me on this journey of reclaiming your passions and finding new ones along the way. Welcome to the Habit Thrive podcast, a podcast for women in their me now years. Hi, I'm Lori, your host, and each week we come together to create habits, routines, and rituals to regain our power and our awesomeness to live our best chapters yet. So today we are continuing with the theme of rituals. Not so much today to reclaim our joy in December, although it is an indirect method to get to our joy, to create more space for our joy. And that is a ritual of grounding. And so I'm going to use the acronym for ground today with the GROUND. I'm all about acronyms. I love using them to remember the cues and then the routine, and then the reward of feeling more grounded as we play with this today. Again, perfect in the month of December. Often we are all up in our head, in our thoughts, in our to-do list. And this short ritual or practice of grounding yourself, I hope will, again, create some calm and open up some space for more joy. So as we move through the letters, we're first going to start with G for ground. So as you're settling in, now if you are seated for sure, or driving, just have a listen through and notice if it's easy for you to memorize this. And that is always my goal so that we don't have to come back to show notes perhaps, or even back to writing in our journal. Although at the beginning, sometimes you will do that. But if you can memorize this, then it is more readily available for you at the time that you need it. So with G, the ground, if you're standing, bring your weight equally to both legs. Feel your feet on the ground, on the earth, and just notice. As soon as you do that, there is a sense of grounding. Because very often we are shifting from one side to the other, especially if we have a hip or a knee that is sensitive or not comfortable at all. So if it is comfortable for you, though, to do this, to bring your weight equally through both legs, to feel that connection through to the ground, through your heels, to soften your knees a little bit. So just do a little knee bend, very soft, just enough to notice that you're not sitting into the back of your knees, that there's some softness in that joint. And right away to notice that when you feel the ground, you can feel your shoulders relax. You can let your shoulders relax. You might right away even connect to your breath. It's that moment of, someone's got me. And truly, the earth has you. And so when we feel that connection through to the ground, we don't have to hold ourselves up with our shoulders. We can literally give all of those thoughts and to-do lists and everything that's circulating in our shoulders and our neck and our head. We can feel the support of the ground. We can connect to our breath. And if you want to take this even a little bit further, you can do what's called heel bumps. And heel bumps are simply lifting your heels and thumping your heels down. So you lift your heels up. I like to do it on the inhale, exhale, thump. Inhale, my heels lift. Exhale, my heels thump. Now it only takes 3 to 4 of those heel bumps to remind your shoulders they have no business being up at your ears. And so that actually helps again. The thumping is another signal to the brain that it's time to get out of our heads. And again, only 3 to 4. Now, you can do more if you want. If I'm doing this from a bone building perspective, and that's where heel bumps come from, I can go up to 30. Sometimes I'll do 30 3 times a day and get up to those higher numbers to feel the bone building perspective of them. But again, from a grounding perspective, just 3 or 4. Now, just one more reminder as you're lifting your heels and thumping them down, just to keep that softness in your knees, have that give, so to speak, and that is grounding. And honest to goodness, if you just do the G of the GROUND, you're going to feel a benefit. Now, if you'd like to move to the R, we're going to raise our arms. Now, you would think, what does raising our arms have to do with grounding? But it's in the combination with your breath. So your arms are by your side, still feeling the ground here. And you can raise your arms up on an inhale. So they are shoulder distance apart. Your palms are facing in. And you can raise your arms to shoulder level. If you're going above, again, it's just going to be a little bit stronger. So you raise your arms on the inhale. Now, as you exhale, you're going to exhale and lower your arms quickly. Bend your knees with a ha. So you inhale to raise your arms up, shoulder level or above, and exhale, ha. So it's a ha or a ha, whatever comes naturally. And again, why this is grounding is we're taking those thoughts, those to-do lists, the discussions, the worries that are up in our head, and we are sending them ha, down to the earth, down to the ground. And so you can bend your knees as you release your arms down and your fingertips down. And then as you inhale, and you can rise up, your legs straighten, your knees don't lock though. Your arms come up, inhale, exhale, ha. And it can be a ha or a ha. Whatever speaks to you on that, that's the R, but I want you to remember it from an R, from a raising. Now, the O is opening your chest. And when we open our chest, we open our heart. And when we open our heart, it's much more connecting, it's much more grounding. And to open your heart, all you actually need to do is just lift the chest a little bit. Sometimes I like to tap just below the collarbones, okay, just below that sternal notch on my breastbone. I just do a little tapping. And it reminds me to lift my chest. And that's a great reminder in terms of posture as well, because again, when it's cold and when we're stressed, we tend to turn in and down. So when you do the little tapping on the breastbone and think, I'm going to open my chest with an inhale, exhale, and just again, let the shoulders drop down. You're still feeling that connection through the ground with your feet, with your heels, with your legs. The opening your chest could be, again, just simply lifting the breastbone on an inhale. Exhale, just letting those shoulders and shoulder blades drop. Now, if you like to stay here longer, you could roll your shoulders back. You could inhale to roll the shoulders forward as you exhale. It's like you're dropping your shoulder blades in your back pocket. And as you inhale to roll forward, again with your arm bone, exhale to roll the shoulders back. And that's a beautiful movement for your shoulders. It's opening the front of the shoulders. It's opening the chest. And so it doesn't take a lot. Now, if opening your chest is speaking to you in that moment, then yes, you could draw your arms back. You could take your hands back and rest them. I like to rest them on the top of my pelvis, fingertips down towards the floor. My shoulders are open, and I just do a little press down on the top of my pelvis. It just moves forward slightly to do a little baby back bend. So I'm opening my chest, opening my heart, and connecting, and very grounding. Okay, takes us out of our head again, moves us into our heart. So that's the O. Now we've gone from grounding with the G to R with raising our arms to opening the chest. And then we move to unwinding with the U, and unwinding. You're simply bringing your shoulders up towards your ears as you inhale. So this is a little progressive muscle relaxation. So your shoulders come up as you inhale. As you exhale, let the shoulders relax down. So you are unwinding tension. You are showing your body, teaching your body how to release and let go in that moment. So progressive muscle relaxation is a little bit of tension as you inhale. Going to hold those shoulders up just for a couple of seconds. As you exhale, let them drop down. Now you can also tighten your fists on an inhale to feel that difference again between your hands being tense and tight. And then as you exhale, you can just release your hands, release the tension, release the fingers and the fingertips. And we're unwinding. We're unwinding tension in the hands, in the forearms, in the shoulders. So anytime that we're teaching the body, again, to release and let go, we're unwinding. As we move from unwinding to the N is notice. Notice your surroundings. Noticing what you're seeing, you're hearing, you're smelling, you're tasting, you're feeling, you're engaging all of your senses in this moment. It is so grounding, taking us to the present moment, away from our worries, our thoughts, okay, our thinking back, our thinking forward. We are so in the present moment, looking around, seeing what we see in our surroundings, hearing, smelling, taking us out of our head, into our bodies, into our hearts. As we move to the final letter in ground, to D, we're going to deepen our breath even more. So you'll notice that the breath practice and strategies are connected to every letter. And this letter with deepen, we're going to deepen and lengthen our exhalation. And again, this can be done anytime, anywhere. It is actually quite wonderful to be doing just before you go to sleep. And that's grounding as well, letting yourself sink down into the mattress, right, into the bed, into the earth, feeling that support, whether you're on the floor, standing, laying, just feeling your inhalation. Again, there's so much more space that we created with that practice all the way to bring us to D. So the inhalation is flowing in as you exhale. Just let your exhalation continue to lengthen. You can exhale through your mouth or through your nose. Again, as I've mentioned before, as you exhale through your mouth, sometimes, again, because you are hearing and feeling your breath, it's a signal to your brain, a signal to your body that it's time to relax. And then once everybody's on board, then you can switch to inhaling and exhaling through your nose. So as you lengthen your exhalation, it naturally deepens. And so there's not a lot that you need to do except to just breathe, let your exhalation lengthen, and your body figures out the rest. Where does it need to go? Where is it going to help? Where is it going to support? And at the end of your exhalation, you don't have to think to inhale. Your inhalation will simply be drawn in just enough as you transition into one more exhalation. Just noticing again the calming, the settling, the grounding again of a lengthened exhalation. Anytime, anywhere. And as you practice more in all of these different situations, as soon as you start to deepen and lengthen your breath, the effects happen faster because the triggers and the signals, again, and triggers in a very positive way, like a cue that your body is ready for this relaxation. And the reward is the feeling of calm And so as you move through the next week, as you move through the month of December, don't be shy to write this down, actually, to start as well. Okay, to be able to go through the word ground, starting with G for grounding, feeling your feet through the ground, connected to the ground, through your heels. The R for raising your arms as you inhale, exhale and release tension, tightness, anything you want to let go. The O for opening your heart, simply lifting your chest, connecting and grounding. The U for unwinding, teaching your body wherever your body wants to unwind and relax. You can hold your shoulders up for a few breaths and let them go. You can clench your fists and let them go. N is for noticing your surroundings, present moment, mindfulness. And D is for deepening your breath. You can use any of these individually. You can put them together. They are yours to play with, yours to make your own. And so have a fantastic week playing with grounding. And I look forward to chatting with you again next week. Bye for now.
If you love this episode, I guarantee you're going to love exploring all the amazing opportunities that await us in reclaiming our awesomeness together. So come on over to my Facebook group, Women's Wellness Community for women wanting to rock their Me Now years, or let's connect over on Instagram at Habit Guru 365 and make the Habit Guru podcast your healthy new habit.